Man, oh man, welcome back, friends. And we are back with some second channel action. Me and Theo are actually waiting for some parts for Mama's Traverse to come in. She's already plumb worn the brakes off that thing. They're screeching in the back, so we got to take care of that. Unfortunately, the rears wouldn't be in for about another hour. And I've had some rat killing to do this morning. I done got them killed, but we're still got a little bit of time. So I figured we could take care of some stuff around here as we wait for our parts to get here. And one thing that's been bugging me is that my trailer just covered in metal. Now y'all know on the old Lodestar build, we have been using that metal, but we've got to a point where I don't think we're going to need very much of that, so I'd like to get it off the trailer. Obviously, a trailer covered in crap ain't no good when you need your trailer. So we're going to do that, and I also thought of something else. As I come over here to the junkyard for my morning pee, my morning release, meditate over here in the sun. I seen these gas tanks, and if y'all seen in our haul off video, I told y'all the guy wouldn't take them if they didn't have holes in them. So I didn't come here and just cut holes in gas tanks because you know how that could go. But for some reason, I looked over and seen these this morning and thought, well, that's easy to knock holes in those. I don't know why we didn't. We got the skid steer. Oh, yeah. Look at that hole puncher deluxe right there. I bet that could even punch a hole in my shoe. Oh wait, it don't need it, does it? Y'all tell Skechers to make me a slip-on shoe with Kevlar top, please. I will say that was a lot harder to knock a hole in that with that than I thought it was going to be. We're going uphill a little bit, and there's so much weight on the back and not on the front that that's definitely not helping us. Just then, I just thought we might do the rollover backwards. I was going to show you how to do a backflip in the Bobcat. So maybe we should flip around here and kind of do this aiming downhill. Much more effective going downhill, getting that weight shoved on the forks. Plenty of holes in that sucker now. Can we all just agree that sometimes it's fun to be destructive, huh? Especially when you tear up stuff that don't matter, like old gas tanks that just fell out of. She's in real good shape. Or let's say this old Lodestar fender, we don't want it to take up all the space in our scrap trailer. Yep. Yeah. Let's fold her up like a pretzel. I did a good job of folding up that fender. Remember y'all who were worried about I was gonna catch the lip of that fender I'd cut on something and tear it up? That's how I feel about that fender. Perfect working shape now. Man, I need to bring that metal over here and get it on this rack. And luckily I just keep sitting stuff right in the way of this rack. And I actually need to get these put up somewhere where they're not just sitting outside. Mortsky brought those down. They were actually come with the skid steer. That was his dad's skid steer, and his dad had these as well. So I'd like to just put them inside where they're not sitting out here ever getting too much sun on them, gonna get dry rotted or anything like that. I don't really think we need to swap them on quite yet. Those, I'll probably never wear those out, honestly. All right, so maybe we take the scrap trailer straight back, free up this area. We may have to clean up a mess or two, and then we'll bring the other trailer over here. Sounds like a plan. Good plan, guys. She shoved pretty easy. Now what we got going on here? Oh, wheel and tire sections down here getting over flooded, getting overran. Our one rack we had built, I done filled it up. What in the poopa-palooza's been going on around? Oh, nest on top of the light up there, it looks like. She's plumb full. Now we've got an overflow going. Sprayer rig we should put with our wheelbarrow, take it down to the shed, because the shed's more for stuff like that. Whew, heavy wheels and tires, my favorite to move. Our ladder we may want to take down to the shed. See, it's real easy as you're shooting the videos throughout the week, guys. That stuff just ends up getting sat around the corner, tossed around here, and then obviously it don't take long for it to just become a mess. But during the week when I'm filming, usually whatever's being filmed obviously becomes priority, because there's just so many hours in a day. So none of what I planned on doing right now was coming over here and starting to clean up some of this. But it's a kind of, I guess, since we're here type thing, and we need access to this, we might as well. Golly. However, I cannot let myself get too carried away here, because we still got to stay on our task of getting those brakes fixed on Mama's ride. Y'all know we've been volleyballing non-stop, and we've got 4 games throughout this week and then a tournament this weekend. So we're going to be doing some more driving this week. And they've been squealing. However, I did a quick glance on our rotors yesterday, at least on the driver's side, and they look fine. So we're not chewing up rotors yet. So that's why we just want to go ahead and get into them brake pads and get them swapped. And I'll tell you what, since we ain't got room over there for our dually wheels, let's move these and we'll do a 1-for-1 swap here. Eventually I need to go through our wheel and tire pile and get rid of what we need or don't need, do need. Dirty knees, Chinese, look at these, or whatever that old saying used to say. Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees, look at these. Damn old Geolander ATs. Yeah. Whew. Stuff just builds up, guys. I was super happy those came with our chassis to make it a roller. We're obviously doing mock-up and all that was easier, but now that we're done with them, what do I need those for? I don't really need them. So for now, they're just large, heavy, not fun to move, and no matter where we move them to, eventually they're always gonna be in the way. And when you're a junker like me, stuff Stuff like that will always find you. And I like our big metal carts here. In fact, it's what y'all sitting on. These were free. A buddy called, said, hey, look at these freaking carts. They're heavy duty. Do you want them? I'm like, sure. You could put all kinds of stuff on those and they'd handle a lot of weight. I've yet to use one for anything. And I've been moving them around for a long, long time. Lodestar hood. Come with our white one. I just thought it was cool because it says Christine on it. Realistically, we won't do diddly with them. So for now, I'm gonna put them in the old Roy step-side bed. And eventually, I don't know if it'll be the end of this year or beginning of next at some point. We get the Lodestar build wrapped up. We need to get a couple more weeks on old Roy, which we should be pretty good on body there. And we've got a lot of body parts that we've picked off of. We've used some from, we haven't used from. And guys, I just usually don't have enough time to sort through crap like that. So I've had people try to ask about buying this, buying that. I'm doing good to get y'all videos out on time, besides adding other irons to the fire there. But eventually next year, I'm gonna do a body purge and get rid of stuff that I just know we'll never end up using. Right now, we could fit a couple more cars over there if we'd start going through body parts, you know. And that's what we definitely need, is more cars sitting out here. Y'all see me get scared there? I kind of, something fell on my arm. I didn't know what it was. Bang! Yeah. Woo! I was like, why is that so heavy? That's 2 half-inch pieces. Yeah! Yeah! Oh, I missed! Woo! About smashed a finger. Oops. Turned the old pole barn garage's car into a scratch and dent special down there. Hit it with the ladder like a damn WWE match. Come on. Whew. Like I said, can't get too carried away here. Gotta stay focused. Blue 42. He drops back for the punt. Ah! Gotta stay focused. Gotta stay focused. And the touchdown is no good. Honestly, I even need to clean out this thing. Y'all sitting on this bubble top. That still belongs to Kenny. That one belongs to Pole Barn. I just need to purge this whole thing. We may have to pick a second channel week to just do a junkyard throwdown, baby. Gotta stay focused. Y'all know I compete in extreme wheelbarrowing? Oh yeah. See? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. More stuff that could go down there. Gotta stay focused. That'll be a good place to gather wasps so we can continue the fist fights. Wasp nest. Yeah. Of course, we got, actually, that's the motor transmission out of Randy's truck with swap. So, the orange valve cover, she's a good drivetrain. Oh, Billy scared me.
I heard all this weird noise back here.
Just me. This is the locked up one out of Pole Barn's Garages, El Camino, that we did the 454 swap. What a guy. Took my perfectly fine 454 and turbo 400 and left me this locked up turd in exchange. Real nice of him. But for now, guys, this is gonna have to work good enough. Let's get our wheels unloaded, where then we can use the skid steer to grab our other trailer. How many wheels will I drop between here and there? bet none, you're pretty smart, because we ain't gonna drop dead late. We may take the front end off of the S10 though. Those are definitely better off sitting in there than over there in the sun. Them old glasses pinch that glove. You want me to take off that new fender? Just driving with my knee so I can record. We're in a pickle now. Yeah, I don't have the hitch actually open, so it slipped off. Of course, we're going downhill, so now we're in a predicament. That really don't bother me. Anything can be sorted out. I just hate the camera had messed up and y'all didn't see it slip off and come down and me catch it with the skid steer. Dang it. Oh yeah, we're good. All she needed was a little power steering pump in her life. Go, Theo! Here on around the Lodestar. Yep, he's done. I don't always have the camera, but he zoomies at least once a day. Let's open that like we should have done from the get-go, huh?
Yeah, that's why
I know. That's why you stayed up there. Bill's like, I ain't have no part of that. Close enough.
Yeah.
Doctors are always like, do you work out at least 20 to 30 minutes of exercise 3 times a week? I don't know, I keep a sweat going for a long time. Does that count? I don't know if I shared this info. They made me do a stress test where they say for my age, blah, 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 they give you a target heart rate to hit. They make you do like the treadmill, walk, incline, jog, whatever. Took me 10 minutes. They said average around here is like 5 minutes. And the best she's ever seen from a marathon runner was 16 minutes. So if I'm at 10 minutes and a marathon runner's at 16, I feel like I'm pretty good. The old heart is healthy. I should have put that shorter stuff down low so that taller stuff can overhang, huh?
Yeah, that on the second rack. Man, what'd you get that hefty angle for? For what?
Time to breathe, Bill.
Breathe. It's also hot.
Definitely do not cut it down. That would make way too much sense.
It ain't touching.
Huh?
It ain't touching.
Success. I'm good at looking past crap like that for a while to get the video production done, but I'll be honest, that trailer sitting there, that metal on it for the last few weeks, month, whatever it's been now, has been driving me insane. Metal's where it needs to be, the trailer's back where it's supposed to be, and my heart is happy. Bring some stuff in that's set outside, and it's got to be, I don't know, probably 11:30. 11:43, dang. They told me 11:20 parts would be in. So we should definitely be good to be able to run to the parts house now. Before we do that, I am going to hop online, make sure we don't need anything special, which seems silly. But with newer cars, I really just don't know. This last Friday evening, till about midnight, I helped a friend change a water pump on his 2018 Volkswagen Passat out of some V6 turned sideways in a front SUV thing.
Volkswagen with a water pump?
Yeah, Volkswagen with a water pump. Bill's like, what's one of those? Wasn't too bad, guys. We undid the top motor mount, and then you can basically drop the engine down and it just pivots enough. You pull the wheel well off the passenger side, and then you can pretty well get to everything. The curveball I was not ready for was needing these. They call those a triple square, which I think just makes them a 12 point because there's 3 squares, 4 points on a square. But look at that little, it's like a fine tooth Torx if you ask me. But we had to run and get those, and luckily the one parts house had those in stock, and we got there like 3 minutes before they closed. So I'm gonna make sure we don't need any specialty tool to get into these brakes, and then we'll head that way. All right, we got Mama's ride in here. Me and Bill ran up to the parts house. We got the Brake Best Select Pros. Y'all seen me use these. I'm a big fan of them. This Traverse right here is a 2023, and it has my girls in it 95% of the time if the girls are traveling anywhere. If we're volleyballing and running around, we're in this thing. So the tires need about replacing. I ordered some of them. But like I told you, the brakes have got to squealing. I told you I was going to try to figure out if there's any special tooling we need. I gave up on that because I hate looking at AI intelligent internet anymore. I just want simple answers, not. Anyways, I did see a thing that said we got to release the electronic park and brake in the rear just so we can even work on them. And they're the ones making noise, so I did find a video. And I believe the process was to start it. Ping, ping, ping. Yes, I know. And then we hold down the brake, and then we hold up the park and brake for like 10 seconds. They said like 10 to 12 seconds. I'm holding strong. Come on. Come on. Maybe I've done something wrong already. Maybe he pushed it down and then picked it up. I thought he said you picked it up, then pushed it. Maybe we hit it with a hammer and set it on fire.
Oh, the old school way.
Got the brake held down, pushing our button, not pulling up on it. I was backwards.
There it is.
Let off the brake, let off, push. All right, she stayed flashing.
Ooh, and it made a whole bunch of noise in the back
Yeah,
this time.
park brake release, there we go.
Yeah, it's done.
We just put her in the service mode. So in theory, when I kill this, I shouldn't hear nothing reset.
Right.
All right, good deal. All right, got her in the air, baby. Now, some of y'all know we had the boot scooting Yukon for a long time, and obviously we ain't been driving that anymore for a good while. Those are big hefties. She's damn 1 ton. And the boot scooting Yukon, she was good, guys. She was getting to be a little worn out. Oh, she's got a wheel lock. My favorite. And by the boot scooting Yukon being a little worn out, I mean it was a lot worn out. It needed a full front end rebuild. The brakes, ABS module, just all kinds of stuff. She was good to us. We paid cash for that thing in like 2018. We drove it up till, like I said, 1.75 years ago-ish. And we put a lot of miles on her. She was really good to us, but she was definitely due for a replacing, just due to safety reasons. Now for us, we went with the Traverse. We actually rented one of these one time when we were traveling, and being a family of 5, we were able to fit in it at the time with our suitcases and stuff, making them stack and work. So it's about the right size for us. Boy, I don't know what my wife's got in here. Beach bag? Who knows? I bet my dirty hand ain't supposed to be touching it, though. Now, new cars are pretty well fancy. This is the basic model. I know people think I went and bought the fancy one. No, when we went to look, the girls, they all ran straight to the fancy ones. They got them with dual moon roofs and better color choices, allegedly, and fancier wheels that are got red stripes on them and red stitching and blah, blah, blah. They want you to pay about 14 grand more for a bunch of goofy stuff. The only thing that was good in that package for one of the fancy ones was the all-wheel drive. And then they kind of had some mid ones, if I remember correct, with a couple of different colors to choose from, but the interior quote-unquote upgrades weren't that great. And you didn't get all-wheel drive in it, which was the main upgrade I would have been okay with. Boy, them kids can figure out how to sneak a snack package into anywhere, can't they? I just assumed we would maybe find a socket, a wheel lock in this kit. But long story short, this is about the most basic model you can get. White. I think the wheels were pretty sharp on it. And yeah, she's about the cheapest Traverse. Boy, if they had sold one of these with hand crank windows, we would have got it. Okay. Found the wheel lock case up here. And found the wheel lock right there. Good thing we pulled the stuff out of the rear. We're in independent rear suspension. So she has her own spindle here. We've got an arm coming from this way and this way. Kind of a parallel 4-link-ish style thing. But yet we've got a bar going that way. We've got a sway bar end link that drops down, obviously, to a sway bar. We've got another arm going that way. So this thing has 4 arms. All independent instead of being like an A-arm kind of thing. Just interesting. Y'all know I like suspension, so I always like to just kind of see what's what back in here. Obviously, we're going to have a rear shock on her. And y'all can see it's just a coil spring. So we'll pull those out so we can cut them real quick. And then we'll go back together. Just playing. We better just do our brakes. Now, like I said, rotors look all right. They don't feel funky or nothing. And we've got a ton of brake pad right there, it looks like. And it looks like we got quite a bit back there, too. We're definitely getting a nasty squeal. And it sounds like it's coming from the rear. Yep. Yep. Well, there is a leaf in there, it does appear. But I don't think a leaf should be squeaking. We've got all kinds of brake pads left, which I was wondering why they'd be plumb worn out. What'd you find, a praying mantis? Boy, he may put a whooping on you. They study kung fu, dude. Got a solid 1/8 inch between the squeaker metal tab and the rotor there. Alright, I'll loosen our bolts, or I can give that a little bit more of a shake test. I checked both of these ones and they seem to move pretty stinking good too. I don't see any part of the rotor that shows where maybe we're kind of scratching or dragging on it. Like I said, a good 1/8 inch on all these pads before the little squeaker gets to them. So still not sure what's going on here, folks. I pulled those bolts back out. Kind of pry our caliper back, and I just really wanted to check these. Can even pop that boot off there. Alright, make sure that bottom one's really sliding out good too, and it is. It is. Wouldn't it be crazy if that leaf I told y'all was in there is quite literally what I was actually hearing? I just spun that, and that actually got pretty high pitch. Now the thing is, when we're coming to a stop, I mean, you can have music on low, AC blowing, windows up, and you can hear it. So do I think that's it? Seems pretty crazy. However, we can hear it right there, so we might as well get it out of there, huh? So pull our 2 bolts again, and this time, completely removing that. Go ahead and check her since we got her out. This does allow us to look at the back of this now. And yeah, somehow that leaf is just, boy, wedged in there perfect, ain't it? Pop that pad. Pop that clip. She just really wants to live there. What about this side? You got any leaves preparing for fall? No. Nope, just this side. Can you imagine that's what's been causing my squeaking? Damn, look at the old bazooka muffler on this sucker, huh? All right, let's go back together. And this time we'll go back leafless. The good thing is we just saved about 50 bucks when we get to take those rear brake pads back. And I'm assuming if the rears are in that good a shape, maybe the front ones will be too. See, with the wheels the way they are, I could get good eyeballs on the rotors, and I could see nothing look like anything was being chewed up on most of them. But also the shape of the wheels, I could never get a picture or get a light in a way where I could really see in there to actually put eyes on pads. All right, let's go investigate the front. You know, because so many people are going to be stealing Traverse wheels. Pretty popular right now. This looks like it's flopping around when it's not supposed to. It should be in there. So what can we see up here on the old front? Much of anything? And I don't want to pry on this too much because I have tore up some stuff before. But those rear ones, they popped out the brackets pretty easy. And these feel like they will too. Yeah, they'll slide off. Set our caliper at the back. Now we can have a closer look. So what is going on? Is that the scratchy thingy right there? I mean, they're waiting till the last second on these ones. Pop that one back in, and for this one, I can just kind of rotate it enough where I can investigate and look and not really see nothing. And once again, I'm just not seeing anything that should be causing what I'm hearing. Oh, got the caliper sitting on the CV shaft, and I'm like, what's that noise? I have no clue. Definitely not that caliper sitting on the axle shaft.
I have to leave here no later than 2 o'clock.
Jeez, she just shows up demanding the car. Just wants her car back, don't want it fixed.
I do want it fixed. I just was wondering how long it was going to take.
You wouldn't believe the amount of stuff I found wrong so far.
I can't be good.
Nothing funky up here neither, guys. Everything looks good. She's trying to hide from the camera. It's hot. She's got long sleeve and sweats on. Yeah. Get her off the left, and now I gotta see how we take it out of service mode. I didn't make it that far into the video. Mama needs to go pick up pizza for the concession stand or whatever. She booster clubs for the volleyball, so she's always running everywhere for them too. So we gotta go up to the pizza place, and I need to test drive this thing anyhow. We're gonna see if our squeaking brake magically went away. We're still flashing in service mode or whatever. In the video said we hold our brake and then we hold up on that like I was trying to do the first time, and then I hear it disengaging. There it went. Now we let off. All right, I think we're good to go. We'll test it out. That set it. Park brake set. Step on brake to release park brake. All right, we're good to go, folks. There you go, because some of y'all need a little Jesus. All right, there's a little Jesus. Well, we've made it up here to the pizza place, and she's done no squeaking yet. It'd been doing every single time we were stopping, so I fixed it. I got the leaf out of there. I mean, that's the only thing that was dragging. I don't know how a leaf that I broke by my hand, barely even pushing it out of there, it hit the ground and literally crumbled. But this thing sounded like metal was dragging the brakes, guys.
It was very loud.
Did you just hear it? It did it at the very end.
It did.
It's coming from the back, ain't it?
I think so. I think it's coming from this back right. You did check that back right one? I don't know then.
I cycled that electronic parking brake a couple times. We drove back and never did it again. I'm leaning towards, and I really didn't look at the pads when I had them out to see if they're glazed over, but maybe we got some glazed pads going. I'll be honest, I'm not real sure what's going on, but that's about the last thing it could be in my mind. And since we were up there next to the pizza place, they also do these fry bread tacos, some fresh jalapeno. You don't tell the taco boy I was cheating on him with the fried bread tacos. Speaking of the taco boy, look at that terracotta pot they had made in Mexico. They had some of those done. He hooked me up with one the other day. That's pretty stinking cool. They are pretty good. You know what I just thought about? I do remember when I had those pads out, I don't think they had a beveled edge. We gotta go check our replacement ones, see if they bevel the edges on those or not. If y'all will remember on my wagon, we started getting brake noise after driving it for a while, and I took the grinder to the rear pads and put a bevel on the edges, and it fixed the noise we were getting. Maybe it's that edge getting it, and maybe swapping out those pads would help.
Yeah.
Hey, Mama.
Okay.
And we're having a little bit of an off day, which, I mean, that's pretty usual on the second channel. But I did just have a couple phone calls I had to make that took some time. Just talking business, little business deals on the phone. Trying to figure out some stuff. But I'm trying to run us orders up here real quick. What are we doing, buddy? Polishing? Polishing. I just want to see if this thing had a deck lid on it now. Ooh, baby. Piece by piece, she's being gathered, folks. She got the slant 4 in her. I'm just excited to haul this thing on the back of the Lodestar one day. Bounce my ideas off my buddy Slick. And I'm not too bashful about it, so I'll talk to y'all and tell y'all what I was thinking. I have been looking into getting like a real deal CNC plasma table, guys. I know I bought that little one out of pocket years and years ago, and I never had time to learn it myself. Of course, at that time, I'm trying to teach myself bead rolling and TIG welding and how to cut CNC, and I'm working 12 hours and at the factory and trying to YouTube, and I just overload my butt. I always have. I probably always will. And at some point you gotta get realistic and realize what you don't have time for. And for me, it was self-learning, drawing parts in CAD and everything else. I need 48-hour days and I ain't found any yet. But anyhow, I've been talking with some folks. Finally got to have a conversation with the owner of the CNC company who I've been looking into, and he made me a pretty good offer. Just for, I still got to pay for it, but it's a kind of more of a at cost type thing. It ain't a full sponsorship, full ride, but they are legit. They've got support. They can hop on and basically teach me how to do it. We can do that because they can take, even though they're not there with me, they can take control over of the plasma and walk me through and teach me, which is what I need. I need someone to basically be able to sit down with me, or a situation like that where we could talk on the phone and they can run me through the programming, because I'm not trying to do complicated stuff. Y'all seen the builds we do. You know, a lot of the stuff I'm doing is tabs and simple brackets. And the Lodestar, I have prided myself in for a long time of building cool stuff by hand. Y'all know I'm even really bad about not using my plasma for a lot of stuff. I'll just use the slice and dice. But the Lodestar, doing the amount of grinding we've been doing and everything, it has me realizing that I'm gonna have to be a little easier on my body and my hands specifically if I want to be able to do this stuff when I'm 55 or 50, maybe 45, hell, who knows. My hand hurt so bad this last couple of weeks I couldn't hold my wife's hand. She tried to hold my hand and I had a damn Lego hand. It was stuck like that, okay? And I was just like, I can't squeeze my hand anymore right now. It hurts too bad. That's from running that 11 amp grinder as much as I've been running it. And it's sending pain up to my elbow and everything else. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it had me pretty depressed. Like, I was actually really sad about it for a solid day and a half before I kind of snapped out of it and was like, well, it is what it is. One, we got to keep moving forward, getting work done, which I was doing. But two, you can let it bum you out or you can make changes, you know? So that's one of the changes I'm contemplating making. I know it'd be crazy to go from whatever to the legit setup. But that's also kind of my style, and I've always done that. Everyone's so quick to always say YouTube money, but the fact is I've always been like that. Like, I never bought a cheap TIG welder. I waited off a very low factory wage and hustling and doing side work until I could afford the Everlast, which was it still is a pricey TIG welder. Same with like my bead roller. I didn't get the cheap one. I waited till I could buy the Bailey that I wanted. The one time I ever tried to skip and not get name brand is when I went with that small plasma. Like I said, it was just such a DIY thing that I didn't have time for, and I was having problems with, and I just didn't have enough free time to let that become my life for the next month to really sort it out. I regretted it because I know if I'm going to use something, I want it to be good stuff. There's a reason I told y'all years ago we needed some type of tractor or something like that, and I waited until the right deal on a skid steer came up. One I could trust, one that would be good, one that was a good name. And even talking about like the house and shop situation, you know, I don't know why I'm nervous to always do big changes like this. I'm afraid I'm going to lose y'all, because over the years we have lost people. There's people that when they seen the shop, they were happy that I got the shop. But then when I said before we move into the shop, we're going to fix it up so we can really work good in it. And then there's feedback like, oh, well, that's not good enough for you. And, oh, you're going to build your wife that fancy house. You could have just put a double wide out there, or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I feel like some people want to watch you climb a ladder to your success. That old place, yeah, you can move from there, but you better not get nothing too nice. You ain't quite earned that. Where I'm opposite, guys, I'm telling you right now, if you're driving a vehicle that's paid off and you want a Traverse then there's not a really smart reason to sell a 2003 Yukon to get you a 2016 Equinox to drive for a little bit until you can get the Traverse. You stick it out with what you got until you can get what you want. It's just kind of my approach on stuff. And really, like I said, always has been. And the one time I veered off of that, I regretted it with that little plasma table. It ended up being a waste of money. I mean, I did give it to the local FFA kids, and I hope they get use out of it. But for me, it wasn't a smart financial decision because it cost me good money for the time, and then it just sat around and collected dust. The plasma table, if we get a real deal one, there's all kinds of support that comes with that, with them, which is great because, especially being new to it, if something's messing up, video production is my income with our merchandise sales. So that's why I can't be skipping stuff to go, oh, I'm going to pursue CNC just as a side hobby. Now, that being said, I don't think YouTube's forever, and being proficient on a CNC could be a very smart choice right now for future business, whether we got into some type of production, or even now we just had a website, PFS Manufacturing, where we sold simple tabs available to viewers or something. I think there's business potential there, but obviously I got to learn it first. But there's also longevity in my hands, in my body. Actually more work being produced per week, because like those control arms that took solid 3 14-hour days or whatever I spent on those, we probably could have knocked out those uppers in like 6 hours if we were proficient on a plasma table. So I'm just curious what y'all think. I built those arms, and I get a lot of love from doing it by hand. I even seen some that was like, oh, I'm glad to see, it shows you have good values because you haven't worked with a company to get a CNC sponsor. As I'm in the back of my head, can't hold my wife's hand, I'm like, man, I could really stand to work with a company so I could use this hand besides holding a grinder, because that's how it's permanently shaped now. And I don't know. Every time I've done big changes, I get nervous about it. I'm just curious some of y'all's feedback down below. But at the same time, I don't know, I get nervous because we've had big changes around here, whether it be in the shop, being a next level type build, kind of like the Lodestar that's really costing some change. Getting a piece of equipment to save my back, like the skid steer. I feel like I've got a good 100,000-ish on the second channel and 150 here on the main channel that really just want to see us succeed. And they care about the longevity of the channel. And I do think if there's naysayers, it'll be a small portion. But I do understand how that loses some of the charm from, and I don't mean, well, just from now on, that's the only thing we do, a CNC or whatever. It would just be nice to be able to, like I said, save my hand some. We'll still do some stuff by hand. I mean, it's still coming out of here. It's not like we're just buying kits from places or whatever. We'll be building oddball stuff because that's just kind of what we do. But let me know down below what y'all think. And before I forget, once again, let me look at these with their fancy packaging. And no, they do not have a beveled edge neither. I was just curious. Just curious. So I'm gonna head in, catch a shower before we hit the road, guys. Thank y'all so much for being here watching me pull a leaf out of out of a rotor and thinking I fixed my brakes when I did not. It has to be a little bit of a glazed over pad or something. Anyhow, hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you get in there and you don't find what you're thinking you're gonna find. PutInsFabShop.com for all that good quality merchandise. We appreciate the support. And we're on the Instagrammer, we're on the Facebooker, all the good stuff. Y'all know all of that. Thank you just for being here on both channels. It means the world to me and my family. We cannot thank y'all enough for all the support. It has quite literally been life-changing. And just thank you. I cannot thank you enough. And much other than that, guys, do not forget, sitting on your ass will not finish your project. We'll see y'all on the next one. Hot damn, there's so much BSery. We had to start a whole channel for all the extras. Be sure to go check out Puddin's Fab Shop if you ain't seen that baby yet. Come on!